What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back on another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the New York Knicks in Summer League play. Uh, it's going to be an interesting game because the Knicks have Obi Topping and Emmanuel Quickly, two players that were in the rotation for the Knicks last year, while the Lakers really don't have any current rotation players, playing right now. But welcome, guys, to the live stream right quick. Real quick, just wanted to talk about obviously Matt McClung and Austin Reeves and Shondi Brown Jr. All those guys have been invited to training camp now. Obviously, Austin Reeves and Ayayi, right? Ayayi and Austin Reeves already have two-way contracts, but the other two still have to make their way. So just to clear up some confusion, guys. Welcome. What's up, Jessica? What's up, everybody? He said, IT Isaiah Thomas. Well, from what I'm hearing, the Lakers are actually intrigued by that potential of signing him. So he did just drop 81 points, man. Shout out to him. That's not an easy thing to do no matter what league you play in. Anybody who plays real organized basketball knows 81 points. You can't just sniff those out. You actually have to go and get buckets no matter the league. So obviously, the guy still has something left in the tank, and I'm rooting for him, man, because today, somebody sent me that heartbreaking video of him dropping 81 points and then, crying in the locker room, feeling unwanted. So, I mean, it's a sad thing to see, but at the same time, you love to see the passion, the fact that he still cares about basketball and all that good stuff. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it. He said, yo, Dan, hi, legend. He said, you trying to, nah, man, stop it. He said, Lakers going after Isaiah Thomas. What do you think, Dan? Isaiah Thomas, again, I just mentioned it. Now, for me, the fit didn't really, the fit isn't really there with Isaiah Thomas. First of all, he doesn't play defense. We all know that obviously Frank Vogel loves defensive-minded players, right? So that's number one. He doesn't play defense, number one. Number two, Isaiah Thomas is a little undersized. So it doesn't fit. However, I feel bad for the guy, and I feel like we have, 3 open roster spots? Why not? Let's give it a shot. I say he can come in here as a third stringer. He can come in here as a third stringer off the bench. Injuries do happen. Sometimes guards get into foul trouble. No strings attached. So, you bring him in here and let's see what happens. Let's hope that he can drop some buckets. And if he doesn't, you have nothing to lose because you still have, what's his name? Kendrick Nunn. See, I always get him mixed up with Dunn. But it's Kendrick Nunn. You still have Kendrick Nunn. You still have, obviously, Russell Westbrook as your main guard. You're going to have Malik Monk and Taylor Horton-Tucker, who showed he's capable of playing some heavy guard minutes. He was running the point guard nicely once Dennis Schroder was out with the COVID situation and all that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Let's see it. Lakers still have 3 roster spots. Yes, sir. Lakers still have 3 open roster spots. The 2 signings that you heard about, from what I'm hearing, are just training camp invites. So there's that, right? Training camp invites. Or 10-day contracts or whatever you want to call them. However, there's still a possibility that they're going to take a closer look at these players. Maybe they'll get a preseason or 2 to run. I don't expect Anthony Davis. Obviously, I don't expect Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Russell to run the first couple of preseason games. So we'll see what happens after that. But I don't expect those guys to get some serious PT. She said, yes, the Isaiah Thomas video was so sad. It was. It was heartbreaking to see because we know he's a fiery competitor, and we know that he's been out of the league the last couple of years. But hopefully somebody gives him the shot. If it's not us, hopefully it's somebody else. Super excited for the season, man. Let's go. And be excited for tonight's game because tonight's game, like I said, we play the Knicks. They look dominant in their first game in the Summer League. Remember, they have 6'9" forward Obi Toppin, who was a lottery pick last year. He's playing in this game. Emmanuel Quickly, who had a breakout season for the Knicks last year as well. So they got some actual NBA talent that's going to be in here. He said, I'd rather have Bradley. Remember, there's 3 open roster spots, so there's plenty of chances to look at different type of players. He said, Sirius Alex says, yo, what do you think about Schroder signing for $6 million? Great question, man. Look, the thing about Dennis is he let his ego get in his way. Okay, he wanted more money. It was there's been so many jokes around the league about it. I've retweeted a couple. They're really hilarious. But the truth is that Dennis Schroder is a very decent player, especially when he comes off the bench. He was a sixth man of the year, so I'm not going to throw shade on him. However, what is all this about trying to say that the Celtics are the greatest franchise ever, blah, blah, blah? Like, listen, Dennis, we get it. You're salty, but be mad at yourself or at your agent. Whoever advised you not to take the 21 mil. In exchange, you drop potentially, 14 point something million. You left that on the table per year to sign a 1-year deal. Now, he better hope that he balls out for the Boston Celtics. If not, that's going to be lost money. He's never going to find that again around the league. So he has to have an impressive season. He said, it dropped the monster numbers a day after his sister died. His prize getting traded away by Danny Ainge for Kyrie. His career wasn't the same after that. I know, right? Like, listen. Okay, listen to here's the thing about that, okay? The NBA is a tough business, and most people treat it like that, but it is really shady when you get promised things. And from what I've heard, Danny Ainge promised him a contract extension that summer. This is why he played his heart out, even through the injury, even through his unfortunate, family loss. He battled through that, and he pushed through it, and he had himself a pretty good playoff series. And in return, like you said, they traded him away for Kyrie that summer. I understand it's just a business, but man, some teams are just classier than others. Like the Lakers, we could have took a dirtbag route. We could have took a dirtbag route when Kobe Bryant went down with his Achilles tear. He was up there in age. I think he was 33 going on 34. I think most other front office people would have tried to get a pay cut or renegotiate a cheaper deal to try to, get other free agents, but not the Lakers. They took care of their own. All right. Based on everything he did, all the sacrifices he did, we knew that even with a torn Achilles, even though he wasn't going to come back the same, he was still Kobe Bryant. He's family. And, they took care of him. And that's the model franchise. This is why everybody wants to come here. This is why LeBron James came here, why Anthony Davis requested a trade here, why Russell Westbrook wanted to sign here and requested the Wizards to trade him here. You set a good example for your future when you take care of your own, and it's called loyalty, man. And a lot of franchises like the Clippers and the Celtics don't have it. They're all about selling tickets. That's why they call them the Celtics, right? Because it's all they're about, selling tickets. And unfortunately, Dennis is going to find out the hard way, because I've been on Boston Celtic forums. And let me tell you, they're not pretty. Very racist forums. I immediately click off of them because they disgust me. When Kyrie was there, they were calling him all kinds of names to their own player. And then people get surprised when they see Kyrie step on Lucky or whatever that little demon name is of the leprechaun, right? Bottom line is the Lakers, there's not very many franchises like us. This is why we're the best. We take care of our own. We're a class organization. We're very upfront. What is one thing that most free agents said about Rob Pelinka when they decided to come here? If you listen to the interviews with Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, anybody who decided to come here, they'll tell you Rob Pelinka was very upfront with selling me the role. Told me they were going to need shooting or whatever, and he was very straightforward. So, that's just the thing. And I wish more franchises operated like that. But what did the Clippers turn around and do? Right? They told Blake Griffin if he signed a 5-year max deal, his jersey was going to hang from the rafters. And as soon as he signs it, they turn around and trade him. Bam. Trash organizations versus class organizations. And that's the difference between landing the megastars and not. People wonder why the Knicks, they're very lucrative, right? A lot of people want to play in the Mecca, right? A lot of people want to play in MSG, Madison Square Garden. And then what happens? They don't go there. They never land the major stars. LeBron passed, Kevin Durant passed, but it starts with the front office. And I know they're cleaning up, recently with the whole Leon Rose. I heard he's a great executive. He's running the front office beautifully. And but James Dolan is still there, and he still looms over that franchise. And as long as that happens, it's equivalent to when Mitch and Jim were here. It was hard to even get meetings. So that's where, again, everything matters, man. Everything matters. He said, "What up, Dan? Been peeping your channel for a while now. Can I get a shout out?" Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, D. Thank you so much, man. All the love, support you guys show on here. He said, "Why do we want to sign Isaiah Thomas?" Well, it's just reported that the Lakers are interested. They're looking at him, but nothing's for sure yet. Nothing's guaranteed. I just want him to get a deal. I don't care where. He's a good guy. He's put in the work. Somebody should do right by him. And who knows, maybe he comes in more motivated than ever. if the Lakers do end up acquiring Isaiah Thomas, all I need from him, all that I need from Isaiah Thomas is for him to just give it his all and play smart. Don't force anything. At his size, the thing I hated when he was here is he was trying to force the issue. He would get blocked at the rim. He would turn the ball over because he last second passes and stuff like that. He just needs to humble himself like Dwight and everybody else did. Will the Clippers ever win a championship? Hell no, bro. Never. Never. Ever. He said, remember to leave a like, by the way. He said, absolutely, bro. Appreciate you. The Mitch Cupcake and Jim Bust years were terrible. I can't stand it even today. If you look back in my timeline, I posted a video, man. I was really desperate for them to get out of the front office because I knew when they were here, nothing would get accomplished. And I said, as soon as we get rid of them, everything will start getting better. And that's exactly what happened. So those of you that rock with me way back, I predicted it, man. He said, I got him by 4 inches. Hey, more specific, bro. People are going to take that the wrong way. Yeah, look, it's not even about the size. It's just that Isaiah Thomas got to play smart. He comes in here. He needs to work extremely hard on defense because people will exploit him since he's only, 5'8" or something like that. They're gonna exploit him. And defensively, we can't afford to be scrambling due to the fact that he's not holding his opponent. But even if we do acquire him, I don't expect him to get heavy minutes. Like I said, third string point guard, and he should be happy. Maybe he works his way up from there, but he should be happy with that, man. He said, Dan, we only have 2 roster spots after we re-sign the GOAT, Dudley. I would like to re-sign Jared Dudley, but somebody said this before, right, about Jared Dudley. He's much more of like a coaching staff material. So if they can offer him a coaching job instead, that'd be better. You keep the roster spot open, and he's way more serviceable in the locker room, as a coach/player or whatever you want to call him, than as a player. At least to me. But I'm not mad if we give him a roster spot. Dude has recruited. He's been excellent for the Lakers on and off the court. And, I wouldn't be mad. I'm going to be very open-minded about this final roster spot. People are saying, oh, don't give it to Isaiah Thomas. In the past, I would agree. But as of now, I say if we can spare one, sure. If we can spare one, I don't see why not. Everything else is a cherry on top. If he gives you any sort of production, I'm happy with it. Well, back to tonight's game. Looking forward to seeing what Austin Reeves can do, guys. Hopefully Austin Reeves puts on for the Lakers. Because 2 out of 3 games, he's hit a go-ahead bucket, right? So he basically has 2 game winners in his first 3 games. Let's see if the Magic continues tonight versus a way more formidable New York Knicks team in this summer league. Like I said, they look exceptional game 1. Also, Matt McClung and Shandy Brown Jr. both got training camp deals. So I want to see them a little more consistent out there. Matt McClung hit a big shot at the end of that game, the last game, but he wasn't shooting lights out or anything like that. He didn't have his best game. I think his best game was probably his first game, for sure. How about DeMarcus Cousins? Again, I'm very open-minded with these roster spots because I feel like we have everything we need. If we can add anything to that, then that's extra, right? No more wasting roster spots? I wouldn't say it's a waste. I wouldn't call any roster spot a waste, to be honest with you. This is a championship contending team. And so all we need is somebody to bring the right attitude. That's it. He said, Dan, how about DeMarcus Cousins? Again, I already read that one. But the thing about DeMarcus is that where would he play? Look, the rotation right now at the center is looking pretty stacked. We're going to have Dwight and Marc Gasol manning both of those spots. I guess he could be the third option just in case somebody gets into foul trouble or we need a floor spacer and Dwight can't play that much. I guess that could work, technically. But is it something we favor? No. Is it something we need? No. But again, I'm being open with the roster spots. I think everybody should be pleased with what Rob has accomplished thus far. We got the guards, we got the wings, we got the bigs, right? So we're pretty well rounded. How about Ed Davis? Again, open. He said, hoping Austin Powers and Mac McClutch continue the great efforts. He said, I do want to see some field consistency from Mac, though he shot terribly versus the Suns, but came up big and clutch time at the last minute. Yeah, well, that's just the thing. Summer league games sometimes are going to be sloppy. You have to remember it's hard for these players to catch a rhythm because everybody's trying to get theirs. Everybody's trying to prove, in the limited sample size there is, it's 10-minute quarters, and the rotations are stagnant because everybody's trying to show out. So I understand some of the sloppiness. Now, what I want to see is smarter shots. I want to see better team play. The Lakers are 1-0 in the Vegas Summer League, and overall, we're 2 out of the last 3 wins. So let's continue to build on that, and let's see if we can get a really impressive win tonight. Because, like I said, the Knicks are no joke. They're going to come in here. Obi Toppin, I think he had like a 29-point game. Emmanuel Quickly can fill it up quickly. Pun intended. Dan, can you shut the Pelinka haters up? I didn't even know there was still Pelinka haters at this point. Rob has been insane. He's been a GOAT at what he does. And again, this was Kobe Bryant's final gift to Laker Nation. I feel like Rob Pelinka has a similar mindset to Kobe. He's just a killer, relentless. He said it from the moment he got here, from the moment he won a championship. He said, we're not settling for one. So far, proof in the pudding. He has backed up his talk with action. And he went out and got a 3rd star and some very, very good role players to surround this team with a formidable team. And so he's definitely the walk to walk. He's not a talk to talk guy. He's a walk to walk. And I'm very, who's here still mad at Rob Pelinka? I really don't understand it. He is executive of the year for like probably the 3rd year in a row, and he just doesn't get the shine. But it's okay. He's amazing. I'm excited for what this team goes up against Cade and the Pistons in the Summer League. Bruh. Is that even on the schedule yet? Cade? I'll tell you this. This draft is really deep, man. I've been watching most of the games, not all of them. Like today I went out shopping, so I wasn't watching all the games. But I've been really impressed with especially Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham. Those guys look like top 2 picks. Jalen Suggs, I still don't understand why the Raptors passed on his brother. I think Jalen Suggs is the truth. I mean, his mold fits that of the scoring combo guards in the league. Guys like, obviously, guys like Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, guys like that. It fits the mold. And I'm really shocked that anybody would pass him and a guard that looks that elite, especially in today's guard-dominated league, right? How do you feel about Dennis Schroder? He basically, look, karma is a real thing, man. You get whatever you shoot out. Whatever you throw out into the universe, that's what you're going to get. So, he threw out a lot of negativity, reports about him being toxic in the locker room. We saw him playing Call of Duty instead of studying film or watching his team play live and try to get better. We saw him come in here and demand a starting spot. And what does that get him? That gets him a pay cut. That's what I got him, and a reduced role, because he could have signed a $21 million extension for 4 years, guaranteed himself $84 million, and he could have kept his starting role. And if he wasn't happy with that, he could have requested a trade. Instead, what did he do? He rejects the deal. He doesn't get any offers this offseason. He ends up settling for a reduced role off the bench for way less money. Nothing guaranteed, man. That should be a lesson to everybody. LA is the biggest stage. You come here, you got to try to perform. If not, your next paycheck ain't going to be that nice. You reap what you sow. Exactly. Lakers have 3 roster spots after they signed Mac McClung and Brown, right? Those guys aren't officially signed to roster spots, I think, because, okay, I'll tell you this. The official details haven't been released. I read the press release by the Lakers, and it says, some details aren't disclosed yet. So we don't know the details, but it could just be a training camp invite. It could have been a minor deal for preseason. Remember, you could take up to 20 players to the preseason, and then you have to cut all the way till you get down to 15 plus the two-way G League players, right? But yeah, I think we still have 3 open roster spots, and I'm not sure what the Lakers are going to do with those. But like I said, they're really scouting the young talent in Summer League, which is a good thing, because not everybody's going to be able to afford or even be able to sign all the players in Summer League. So there's going to be some gems, including from our team, that we may get an extra look at. He said, I've been seeing a lot of people disrespecting Cade. Well, Cade Cunningham is not going to blow you away with his athleticism. He's not going to jump out the gym, but he's very poised. All right. I like the way he's a floor general. Reminds me of a young CP3 in a way. Very tough. The other day, he went toe-to-toe with Jalen Green, crossed him up, and hit a 3 in his face. If that doesn't show you that he has a bright future, I don't know what does. Defensively, he's solid. He has great size. So I don't see. I hate when people try to trash young talent. It's way too early to tell. Everybody has a different timeline. I love young talent, so I want to see what they develop into before I even say anything. But I do like to talk about their potential, and Cade Cunningham has great potential, right? The only shocker in this whole draft to me was Jalen Suggs not being taken by the Toronto Raptors. By the way, they knew they weren't going to bring back Kyle Lowry, so they needed a lead guard. I don't get why they got another wing player when they got guys like OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, unless they're gonna trade Pascal and we just don't know about it. So didn't make sense. Jello has been balling. Okay, Jello has been balling. He looks amazing in summer league. He's shooting lights out. He's actually playing solid defense. He's playmaking a little bit, and he's showing that he's strong. He can't get boxed. He's boxing people out, getting offensive rebounds. I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy for him. I hope he finds a roster spot. Hopefully with Charlotte to play along with his little brother. I think they could definitely make a splash, and it'd be fun to watch those two brothers going against the league. But if he doesn't find a spot there, I mean, the league would have to be blind not to see his progression and how much better he's become. Are we going to get Isaiah Thomas? Nothing's for sure yet. They're looking at him. From the reports I'm hearing, they're considering it. I think, Jeannie Buss is a queen. She has a great heart. I think what happened was she probably saw the video and, I think I think anybody would feel compelled to try to give him a shot after watching that. So we'll see. Maybe she's trying to call the shots or something like that, He said Toronto possibly has a plan with Scotty Barnes. I don't know. I like Scotty Barnes, but I don't think he has a potential. And again, it's early. I don't like to make predeterminations. He could end up being a better player in the draft. But honestly, the number 7 pick for the Warriors looks better than Scotty Barnes early. Now it's still early, but I think that could have been a top 3 pick in this draft or top 4, because Mobley looks nice too. By the way, for the Cavs, all those players so far this draft has been as advertised. It's been really deep. There's been players, coming out of left field. The Houston Rockets drafted like 3 solid players, not just Jalen Green. There's a couple other guys there. I don't know how to pronounce their names, but the big man from the Rockets and the guard, those guys have been pretty good so far. It's still early. Some guys are going to look amazing in summer league, and then when the league starts, it's going to be a total different ball game. So let's just see. Let's not hold our breath for these guys to be stars right away. But I know about that Warriors Twitter thing, man. That's a horrible nickname, by the way, Omar. Yeah, I'm not even going to repeat that. That's horrible. Dan, can you see the Lakers coaching staff? Dan, can you see the Lakers coaching staff? I just want to know to see which coaching spots are still empty. I don't think there's any open coaching spots. I think they promoted one of their assistant coaches. So I think we hired Fizdale, so that's going to replace a lot of what we lose with Hollins and Jason Kidd, and then obviously they promoted an assistant. I forgot his name, but yeah. Why do we even consider Isaiah Thomas? Don't you guys remember? He said Cleveland is what? What? After he left the Cavaliers, he got toxic attitude, probably even worse than Dennis. I think he's humbled himself, man. That's what I think. And I think everybody deserves a second chance. I'm not with this whole everybody got to be perfect BS, because I've made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But if you're going to hold people to that type of standard, then expect the same type of repercussions for yourself. Life is full of karma, and whatever you throw out negativity, man, it's going to come right back. So you just want to be, I don't know. I have compassion. And what I see in Isaiah Thomas is I see a hungry player who's ready to make amends and accept whatever role he gets. He's just ready to hoop. Am I a good 3-point shooter? I'm a great 3-point shooter, man. And I've been getting better. I've been going a lot to the gym to hoop out there with friends and just random strangers and just try to get in shape for the league. But unfortunately, there's a malfunction with the AC unit in our rec league, so we won't be able to play yet. I'm just waiting for the green light. Thoughts on Jared Butler? Honestly, I haven't seen him play in the summer league. Has he played? I liked him in college, though. I think this guy has a great floor general game. I think he's very tough and gritty. I do like him coming out of college. I think he's going to be a solid role player. But I haven't seen him in summer league yet. He said, Dan, Duds should be a coach, not taking up a spot, period. We shouldn't even discuss that. I mean, don't you think if they would have re-signed him, he would have signed already? It's August 11th, right? We got 3 open roster spots. So I'm not even sure he's going to re-sign. So we'll address that as it comes forth. But as of right now, yeah, probably not. He said, bro, how tall are you? I'm 6 feet tall. 6 foot flat, 6 feet tall. He said, hey, Dan, Phil Handy still part of the coaching staff? He said, I heard he had an interview with other teams. Phil Handy, I believe Phil Handy isn't he? Or did he go to man, I completely forgot. This summer is so filled with moves. I think Phil Handy's still a part of the team as of right now, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Ryan Hollins and Jason Kidd were the ones who left. But I think Phil Handy's still with us, and hopefully he stays with us. I really like Phil Handy, man. I think he's done an excellent job developing THT as a young talent. Have you seen Sharif Cooper play? Yes. Sharif Cooper is nice. That's the guard from the Rockets, right? Yes. That's the one I was talking about. He said Rockets also drafted Alperen Sengun and Josh Christopher. Oh, no. I'm talking about Josh Christopher. See, I just got it mixed up. Yeah, Josh Christopher looked nice. And that Sengun kid has been amazing. I think they have the best draft so far because Jalen Green, to me, is the star of the draft. And those other two, man, they look like very, very good role players. Oh, he's from the Hawks. Okay, yeah, I confused him with that other Rockets player. Yep, I haven't seen him play. Yet. I'll be honest with you. No, I haven't seen the Hawks play in summer league yet, but I'll check him out. I know he was nice. I've seen bro play before, but not on the Hawks yet. Lakers fans, who's the next Alex Caruso fan favorite and hyping standpoint from rookies Matt McClung, Austin Reeves, or other? We don't know yet. It's way too early to tell, Jabari. We don't ever want to put that kind of pressure on nobody. You have to understand that situations like Alex Caruso don't come that often. Like, we were blessed that he was even let go from the Thunder G League team, and we were able to bring him here, take a closer look at him, and then develop from there. He's a Cinderella story, man. He went from not being in the league to making 9 point whatever, 10 mil, around 10 mil a year now with the Bulls. So he's truly a Cinderella story, and I think that's the main reason that Laker fans really gravitated towards this kid, man. Like, that's probably the main reason that Laker fans, he was a fan favorite. You know, he looked like one of us, like a random pedestrian off the street, and dude was just yamming on folks. And his hustle, his athleticism, and his humility combined made him a fan favorite, you know? He wasn't out here giving himself any nicknames or anything. That was us. We called him the Caruso Show, you know, AC Fresh. Like, we were the ones giving him nicknames. So those are the best always. You know, fan favorites are the ones that are built from the ground up, not the ones that are just coming here self-proclaimed. And that's what you got to love about it, man. But there will be another fan favorite. Every year the Lakers have one. Every year. I mean, before Alex Caruso, people were really high on Lonzo Ball and on Kyle Kuzma. They were the two fan favorites. And then, boom, obviously Lonzo gets traded. And then Caruso, you know, immediately fills in the role as a defensive lead guard. And he did amazing. He did insanely amazing. But 1 minute left till the Summer League Vegas game. Now, I may or may not do a post-game recap depending on how good the game is. If the game ends up being a dud and it's a blowout or nothing interesting happened, then I won't do a post-game recap, at least not for Summer League. I usually do them all the time, but Summer League can be hit or miss. You know, the game could either turn really good with a game winner like the last ones have been, or it could be a dud. So depending on the game, guys, I will definitely either be here or not for the post-game recap. But regardless, man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love. And I'll see you guys